Hi, dear friends, dear civil service aspirants. Welcome to Gallant IAS, and let me tell you, a single question can be the game changer. Be it your Kerala Administrative Services examination, which is round the corner, or UPSC preliminary examination, which will happen in the month of this May, hardly having 100 plus days. So in your examination, a single question can be the game changer in the sense that it will decide whether you should be above the cutoff or below the cutoff. It is always a smart strategy to cover and practice the very potential questions and topics for your examination. Have a good revision and practice of the most potential topics and questions for your preliminary examination or your KAS examination. And in this session, I will be covering 100 plus questions, which is very potential for your upcoming KAS examination and your UPSC preliminary examination 2020. I call them game changers. Let's have a look into the first question. Art and culture related questions are there and history related questions are there. Let's have a look into such game changers. Indus Valley civilization. Let me tell you, this Indus Valley civilization, a very potential, crucial topic for your KAS examination and for your preliminary examination. The culture of Indus Valley civilization, the art and craft of Indus Valley civilization, the seals of Indus Valley civilization, the script, the bronze casting dancing image of that Mohenjo-daro or priest-king statue or this town planning of Indus Valley civilization. All these elements are very important for you. Again, there is a very potential question, Indus Valley civilization site and their major findings. Major findings from Lothal, major findings from this Mohenjo-daro, major findings from this Harappa, major findings from Banavali or Kalibangan or the Sutkotura. So they will ask the questions like this, the major findings from Indus site or match the pair type of the questions are there. Rakhigargi in Haryana is strictly a post-Harappan settlement. Look into the question, they are asking for not correct one. You have to pick the code which is not correct. Rakhigargi is strictly a post-Harappan settlement, that is wrong. Is not. Sometimes using such keywords or extreme words like strictly, always, often, only, hardly, with such words you can easily reach out the answer. So this Rakhigargi in Haryana is not a strictly post-Harappan settlement. It is a mature Harappan settlement. All the urban features are visible, so it is a mature Harappan settlement. Okay, so that is wrong statement. Street drains at Mohenjo-daro had manholes at regular intervals, which is a correct statement. The question is asking for not correct one. So you can eliminate this C and Bombay because second statement is a correct statement. Indus people worshipped cow as a fertility goddess, which is wrong statement. We have no solid evidences that they worshipped cow. In fact, cow was the animal which was missing from their seals and their major representations and artwork, etc. So here third statement is wrong. So we fixed our answer, which will be D. Without knowing fourth statement, we fixed our answer 1, 3 and 4 only. Indus people were earliest people to import cotton from the west. There is no importing of the cotton. They produced cotton and traded cotton for the first time in the world. They traded cotton to Mesopotamia or Mediterranean Sea. They traded this cotton to Egypt, etc., etc. So they never imported cotton to India. Right from Indus Valley civilization, we were exporters of cotton. So our answer will be 1, 3 and 4 only. So please take care what all the things which I discussed with you in this question. Next, civilization or culture. This is Vedic culture or this is Rigvedic culture. Which one of the following correct about Rigvedic people? Aryans personified natural forces and looked upon them as living beings, which is absolutely a true statement. There is personification of the natural phenomenon and worshipping of this natural phenomenon. So definitely, this is the religion of Rigvedic people. Yes, they personified the natural forces, looked them upon as living beings, and they worshipped them. They worshipped only male deities like Indra, Varuna, Soma. They worshipped both Usha, Aditi, etc. So they worshipped both male and female deities. Agriculture became mainstay of Rigvedic people. It was pastoral economy. Agriculture they practiced, but it was mainly a pastoral economy. Cattle rearing, cattle breeding. People were acquainted with the use of iron tools. Iron made its appearance in the later Vedic times from 1000 BC onwards. So here our correct answer will be, yes, Aryan personified natural forces, looked upon them as living beings. Here you must focus upon the Vedic literature, like Samhitas are there, Brahmanas are there, Aranyakas are there, Upanishads are there. Okay, so you have an idea about this Vedic through this literature, their classification, what they are dealing about. Then have an idea what was the religion of these Rigvedic Aryans, or how they changed in the later Vedic times, the culture, the religion, the literature, the traditions. Please go through it, which is important for you. Answer is A. With reference to history of ancient India, which of the following common to Buddhism, Jainism? I always say that is in your state services or in your UPSC examination, Buddhism, Jainism is a core topic which you never ever miss. Okay. So coming to this, with reference to history of ancient India, which of the following common to Buddhism, Jainism? Both were indebted to Samkhya philosophy. Yeah, obviously. Because Samkhya philosophy does not believe in creator God, believes universe is created and sustained by a cosmic law, universal law. So obviously the Jainism, Buddhism also indebted their philosophy to Samkhya philosophy. Both opposed to middle path as way of liberation. This is not a common feature, because middle path is the way of liberation for Buddhism, and extreme austere life and extreme struggle and sacrifices, hardships, that is way of liberation for Jainism. Both advocated rigorous asceticism, self-mortification. That is only an identity with the Jainism. They prefer extreme hardship, extreme suffering for salvation, but in Buddhism they prefer middle path. So our commonality of Buddhism, Jainism, that is one only. Okay. Yes, first statement is the only commonality between Buddhism, Jainism in this context. So have an idea, Buddhism, Jainism, their teachers, their ideologies, their teaching, their philosophies. Buddhism, Jainism, their contributions to art, culture, architecture. This part you please take care. Okay. Ashoka's Dhamma broad objective was to launch a new atheistic religious sect. Major Akkadic 13 inscriptions give a detailed account of Ashoka's victory over Kalinga. Northwest India, Ashoka's inscriptions were found in Kharoshthi script. Actually, when you discuss Ashoka the Great, the Mauryan ruler, his contributions, cultural contributions, his military conquests, and as an administrator, his reforms, all these elements are very important for you. And Ashoka's Dhamma is not a religion, that is not a religious sect. In fact, it was a code of conduct for the people. It is a set of norms the people must follow in his kingdom. So that was basically an administrative tool. He wanted to make the people oblige, people understand or accept the sovereignty, and people be very obedient, and they must abide by, they must follow the law. So without war and violence, Ashoka simply established his sovereignty over his own people and neighborhood using Dhamma. Dhamma is a code of conduct. It's a set of moral teachings, and he wanted people to lead righteous life, for which Dhamma he established. Okay. Dhamma is not a new religion. Second statement is correct, and third statement is also correct. In the northwest, Ashokan inscriptions were in Kharoshthi script, and rest of India, Ashokan inscriptions were in Brahmi script. Okay. So here answer would be 2 and 3 only. Which one of the following is correct about the post-Mauryan schools of art? Post-Mauryan schools of art. Yeah, Gandhara, Madura, Amaravati schools of art. Converse chiefly patronized Gandhara and Madura schools of sculptural art. which is wrong. Gandhara patronized by Kushanas. Main patrons were Kushanas and of course Kanishka. Madura also by Kanishka and Amaravati by Shatavahanas and later Ishwagus. Main patrons of Amaravati's school of art were Pallavas wrong. Main patrons were Shatavahanas. Andhra rulers. Important characteristics of Amaravati school is narrative art, which is absolutely true. Gandhara, Madura, Amaravati schools of art. Please take care. Their identity, on bank of which river they flourished, their patrons, their unique subject or theme, and obviously the religion they patronized, and obviously the salient features of each school of art. Gandhara, Madura, Amaravati schools of art. The artist of Madura chiefly used gypsum, which is again wrong. So here the correct statement is, yes, the important characteristics of Amaravati, that is narrative art. That was narrative art, and most of the characters are in Tribhanga posture. They chiefly used the material white marble for sculpting. Okay, that is Amaravati school of art. In Amaravati, Buddha was never shown in human form. Buddha was always in various symbols and signs. Buddha's representation. Okay. So, C is your answer here. Take care, Gandhara, Madura, Amaravati, very, very important for you. With reference to developments in science, medicine, literature during Gupta era, consider the following statements. Okay, Gupta's literature. Gupta's literature or the growth in this language, literature, science, medicine, astronomy, astrology, all these concepts are very important. In fact, Gupta age was regarded as the golden age of India because of its tremendous growth in science, literature, art, and this music, and this so-called architecture also. 5 different styles of temple architecture developed during this time. Aryabhata explains the occurrence of solar lunar eclipses scientifically, which is absolutely true. Okay, that is absolutely true. Buddhist author Amarasimha compiled a lexicon called the Ashtadhyayi, which is wrong. Amarasimha's work is Amaragosha. Sanskrit language became prominent during Gupta's age, that was their courtly language. So, court language. So, obviously, your answer will be 1 and 3 only. Take care. What was the growth of science, literature, art, medicine, astronomy, astrology during the Gupta's age? What were the major works and major discoveries that you have to focus upon? Which one of the following temple complexes of India does represent typical Nagara style? So again, I would tell you that the temple architecture, that's again very, very, very important for you. Yes, Nagara, Dravida, Vaishnava styles of temple architecture, they're examples. Okay. And temples which is under preservation by Archaeological Survey of India. So take care, the temple architecture, Nagara, Dravida, Vaishnava, and their subdivisions, their examples, this concept very, very important for you. So here they are asking Nagara style, which is between Himalaya Vindhya region. Vaishnava is between Vindhya and this Krishna region. Dravida is Krishna Kaveri region. Their identity, geographical identity is very important. Their salient features are very important. Their examples and their patrons are very important. So here, this is Nagara style. Example is Kandariya Mahadev temple at Khajuraho. The best specimen for Nagara style of temple architecture, North Indian style of temple architecture. The Pala school was influenced by Mughal school of miniature painting. That is absolutely wrong statement because Pala is oldest miniature school of painting. Oldest miniature school of painting. And Mughal is later miniatures painting, later school of miniature painting. So Pala influenced by Mughal school of miniature, absolutely wrong. We can say that Mughal influenced by Pala, that is reverse gear, it is okay. Because Pala is older than Mughal. Pala school of miniature patronized by Bengali rulers, Pala dynasty. Illustration of Buddhist palm leaf manuscript, Ashta Sahasriya Prachana Paramita belongs to this school. Exactly. Illustration of this Buddhist manuscript, yes, Ashta Sahasriya Prachana Paramita, Yoda Vajrayana school of Buddhism. That was one of the specimen from this Pala school of miniature. And the third statement is, the illustrated manuscripts mostly belong to Jainism. The illustrated manuscripts mostly belong to Jainism, which is wrong. It belongs to Buddhism, Vajrayana Buddhism, okay? So Mahayanism, Vajrayanism, etc. were patronized by this Pala school of miniature. So your answer has to be, it has to be 2 only. 2 only is your answer. Hathigumbha inscription is mainly associated with which one of the following? That inscriptions are important for you. Inscriptions are important for you. Yeah, Hathigumbha inscription is mainly associated. Similarly, they may ask you that Uttaramerur inscriptions or Nasik inscriptions, Aihole inscriptions, Junagadh inscriptions, or this, what is called the Maharoli Iron Pillar inscription, Allahabad inscription. Okay, so different inscriptions are there. So have an idea about the major inscriptions and what they are dealing with and which dynasty, which ruler they are talking about. Okay, so Hathigumbha inscriptions belonging to Kalinga ruler Kharavela. With reference to cultural history of ancient India, consider the following pair. Pair type of questions you can expect. Takshila, Nalanda, port cities. They are not port cities, they are educational centers. Pavarna is abduction of bride. That is wrong. It's a confession ceremony held in these viharas, Buddhist viharas after monsoon or after the rainy season. Confession ceremony. Barabar cave is dedicated to Ajivika sect, which is true. Tolkappiyam is Sangam literature, which is true. So your answer has to be, yes, 3 and 4 will be your answer. 3 and 4, C is your answer. Okay, moving on to the next question. When Vasco da Gama arrived in India, the Vijayanagara Empire was ruled by a Sangama, Saluva, Tuluva, Aravidu dynasty. This concept is again very important for you because chronology-based questions UPSC already asked. For example, this Babar invaded India fort to the first Panipata 1526 Panipata battle, who was the ruler of South Vijayanagara Empire, that was Krishna Devaraya. Similarly, when Vasco da Gama arrived in India, this Vijayanagara Empire was ruled by Saluva dynasty. Okay, Sangama, Saluva, Tuluva, Aravidu dynasty. Order you follow. Okay. Which one of the following statements about this Veerashaiva Lingayat tradition not correct? They questioned, rejected the theory of rebirth. They worship Shiva in his manifestation as a linga. They opposed post-puberty marriage and remarriage of widows. They supported the idea of caste and pollution. Not correct is asked here. Many a times the civil service aspirants make the wrong predictions, or they very unfortunately, even knowing that it is not correct, they are picking the correct answer code. So take care, the question has to be very clear to you. Not correct is asked here, so our answer will be 3 and 4. 3 and 4 will be our answer. Okay. Because first and second they are correct about the Lingayat tradition. 3 and 4 wrong about the Lingayat tradition. Samkhya school of philosophy. Different schools of philosophy, orthodox and unorthodox schools, heterodox schools of philosophy, very important for you. Samkhya school of philosophy establishes creator God theory, is the oldest among these orthodox schools of philosophy, is written by Gemini sage, does not believe that Purusha and Prakriti are two eternal realities. So Samkhya school of philosophy, it never establishes creator God theory, it rejected creator God theory, is the oldest among the orthodox schools of philosophy. That is absolutely true. Then is written by Gemini sage, wrong, does not believe that Purusha Prakriti are two eternal realities. That is also wrong. So the correct statement regarding Samkhya school of philosophy, that is, it is the oldest among these orthodox schools of philosophy. Now here moving on to this modern India, which one of the following statement regarding revolt of 1857 is correct? So these concepts you take care. The British conquest of India, British colonialism, its socio-economic, political, cultural implications or impact on India. Socio-religious reform movements, reformers, Renaissance, then 1857 revolt, the causes, consequences, impact, then British government and their constitutional reforms from Regulating Act 1773 to it's the Government of India Act 1935. Then Indian nationalism, moderate, extremist, revolutionary, Gandhian phases of Indian nationalism. All these concepts are very, very important for you. 1857 revolt, which is correct regarding 1857 revolt. Revolt at Lucknow was triggered by the disposal of Balaji Bajirao II by the British. Bihar revolt was led by Kunwar Singh, ruined Zamindar of Jagdishpur. Lucknow Begum Hasrat Mahal revolted due to murder of her husband by the British. Indian soldiers in Madras joined this revolt in the second phase. So which is correct, they asked. At Lucknow, it is triggered by disposal of Balaji Bajirao II by British. No, it was because of the denial of these pension rights of Nana Sahib. Cancellation of this pension of this Nana Sahib, the adopted son of Balaji Bajirao. That was the reason. Nana Sahib led along with the Tatia Topi, they led this revolt. Bihar, it is true, Kunwar Singh ruined Zamindar. He organized this revolt against British. Lucknow Begum Hasrat Mahal revolted due to murder of her husband, not murder due to misadministration by this new commissioner. And also her husband was deposed, Wajid Ali Shah, on grounds of misgovernance. Indian soldiers in Madras joined, they never joined. It was not reflected in the South India. So correct statement is Bombay only. Okay, so cover a good number of this art and culture and history related questions for your KAs and this UPSC preliminary examination. Okay, moving on to this very next question.